So happy Monday, everybody. We are going to go ahead and get started with our weekly industry update. Um, all right. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend on this the weekend of August 9th. Um, if you didn't do open houses or show properties, hopefully this week you will pick up some clients where you can do that this upcoming weekend. And I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. If you need to ask a question, please come off mute. But this minimizes all the background noise, okay, so that you guys can hear me. And if you do have questions, like I mentioned, please feel free to ask, interrupt, and say, "Hey, I got a question." That's what I'm here for. Is to answer questions for you guys. So happy Monday, iPhone, whoever that is. I see, oh, is that Danila? I see Danila. Wonderful. Thank you for being on camera. I love it. One of our bold laws used to be how you show up here is how you show up everywhere. So, when you think about that, this is it's 10 o'clock on a Monday. So we should be in work mode right now, right? If we were at a regular job, if we were in our regular, a 9 to 5, we would be ready to go on camera, working. So that's what we treat our meetings like, right? Is so that puts us in the right mindset to be ready to go and ready to work. So, if you can get on camera. If you cannot, John, if you cannot, next time, be ready to go. Be ready to go on camera because this is work. You are actually doing this so that you can learn more about your industry, which is, your career. So this is work. All right, let's roll out. All right, so let's start off. You guys know, to be TCPA compliant, do not call anybody on the do not call list. That's what TCPA compliant means, right? That's why we do have all of our lists that you get are all scrubbed, and you will see like a little circle with an X, which means don't call them. Okay, or it'll say D and C, do not call, right? So just make sure that you are aware of that and that you adhere to that. Okay, we don't want anybody getting fined. All right, for Los Angeles County. All right, Los Angeles County, for sale properties is 4% increase over last month. Okay, we're talking about the first 9 days of the month. Okay, we're comparing August 1st, 2025 through August 9th to July 1st through July 9th. That's the month over month comparison. Okay, and then we go over here and we look at the year over year comparison. So as compared to last year, same time frame, January through August 9th, we have a 35.6% increase in for sale properties, meaning inventory, right? 35.6% improvement in inventory. Okay. Now, sold properties are down 22.3% over last month, or as compared to last month, and down 1.1% as compared to last year. Okay. So we're only down on closings 1.1%. We can definitely rebound during these summer months and during the fall. We'll continue to watch that to see if we're rebounding. And we more than likely, what would cause, this is a question for you guys, and see if anybody can answer this. What would cause us to rebound? What do you think would need to occur? What occurrence could happen in our economy or in the market that would make us start to have more closings? What do you think?
Maybe those interest rates dropping and people coming off the fence saying, okay, I'm ready.
Ding, 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 right? Great job, Danila. If those interest rates drop, you guys, we are expecting the tsunami. Okay. We are expecting that those buyers who have been kicking it, doing I don't know, they're going to jump in. Now, when we say drop, we don't mean just like this mini drop, right? In order to see the tsunami, it would have to be a significant drop, but we definitely should see an improvement in the closings and in the market if we even have a modest drop. Okay, so we should see that. So good job, Danila. That is exactly what I was looking for. Pendants are down 5% over last month, and down 1.7% as compared to last year. So pendants, though, that's in escrow, right? So we are down on escrows 1.7% as compared to last year. New listings are down 15.9% as compared to last month. However, they have increased 13.6% overall, okay, as compared to last year. So overall in LA County, we absolutely are seeing more inventory, right, across the board, okay? So don't let anybody tell you differently. We definitely have more inventory, which you guys know is going to do other things. There's a trickle effect or domino effect in the market, right? So average active price has gone down 4.1% over last month and 8.7% as compared to last year decrease. Okay. So sellers are asking on average 8.7% less than they did last year in LA County. However, look at this. They're selling for 7.2% higher than they did last year. Okay. So in LA County, sellers are happy because yes, they may be asking less, but they're receiving more than they did last year. Okay. So, and what do they care about? Whether they ask less or whether they get more? What do they care about?
Getting more.
Getting more, right? It's not about what you make, it's about what you keep, right? So that's what they care about. All right. So months of inventory, of course it's going to go up, you guys. We just said that we've got more of it, right? We've got more inventory. So of course that means that months of inventory is going to go up, which means that we are moving into a normal market, right? We were in a seller's market, and now we're making headway into a normal market. So um, months of inventory has improved 33.9% over last month. Last month, we were at 3.5 months of inventory. Currently, we're at 4.7 months of inventory. And we have a 37.9% increase over last year. Last year, we were at 2.9 months of inventory, which you guys know 0 to 4 is a seller's market. Okay. That means everything is flying off the shelf. We don't have enough inventory to meet demand. Okay. 4 months of inventory means that you are knocking on the door of a normal market. Okay, so currently we are at 4 months of inventory at this time in the year. Okay, which is significantly better than it was last year, 37.9% improvement. Okay, all right. And do we want a seller's market, a normal market? The reality is you guys can thrive in any market. Do not get it twisted. Okay, you guys can thrive in any market as realtors. Okay. It just depends on what your focus is going to be, your tactics and things like that. The market will dictate that. Okay. Even your marketing message, right, is going to be different if you're in a buyer's market, seller's market, or a normal market. Okay. All right. And your messaging to your buyers and your sellers, all of that changes depending on what type of market you are in. All right. All right, average days on market has increased over last month. We were at 35 days on market last month. We're at 36 days on market currently. That's not significant at all, a 2.9% increase. A 20% increase over last year. We were at 30 days on market last year. We're at 36 days on market. Anytime you get more inventory on the coming into the market, you're going to see your days on market increase, right? Because there's more inventory to choose from. Even though we're just now starting to get into that normal market, it's still meaning we're just now seeing where supply and demand can kind of even out. You're still going to see your days on market go up because you do have more inventory. Sold versus original list price has gone down 1%. We were at 97% of list price. Sellers are currently receiving 96% of list price at this time in the month. Overall, a 1% decrease over last year as compared to last year. Last year, we were at 98% of list price. Currently, sellers are receiving 97% of their list price, okay, in LA County. All right. We are through LA County. Let's move on to Orange County. Orange County for sale properties has gone up 3% over last month or as compared to last month, and 39.3% improvement over last year. Okay, so again, in Orange County, if you guys know anything about the OC of last year, it was crazy. No inventory on the market. So the fact that they've got almost 40% more inventory than they did last year, or 40% more homes for sale than they did last year, is phenomenal. Okay, they needed it. Okay, or we needed it. Sold properties, sold closings have gone down 5.9% as compared to last month, and 3.5% as compared to last year. 3.5% decrease over last year. So we still have less closings than we did last year, to the tune of 3.5% less. Okay, and then we have 9.9% less pendings than we did last month, and 1.9% less than we did last year. Okay. So again, we're going to look at these numbers and see if they will rebound. We're going to continue to watch them. I mean, we're not significantly less than we were last year, but again, this 3.5%, right? That is less than it was last year, and it's a little bit higher than it was in LA County. Okay. And I'll have to look at our actual number of closings that we had last year in California, and be able to put like a number for you guys to that, like, in the thousands or the hundreds of closings that actually signifies. All right, new listings are down 36.5% over last month. However, we are increased 11.1% over last year. So again, we've got new inventory coming on the market to the tune of 11.1% higher than it was last year, or more than it was last year. Okay. Average active price is down 4.6% over last month, and down 10.7% as compared to last year. So again, in Orange County, sellers are asking 10.7% less than they did last year. However, as you can see, they're receiving 5.2% higher than they did last year, which is a good sign for sellers, right? They're receiving more. They're asking less, but receiving more. And again, you guys know that in our business, we got to be hyper local, right? Because in some areas in Orange County, they're doing even better, and in some areas they're not, right? I mean, you guys can think about it. Anaheim versus Anaheim Hills, right? Like, there's going to be a difference between the two, and even in the pockets in the neighborhoods inside of those areas, there could be differences, right? So you could have a neighborhood that's doing really well, but there's a neighborhood that is not doing so well because maybe there's, it's close to the tracks, is close, there's so many things. So you guys got to be thinking about that when you're giving advice to your sellers. You can't be looking at the macroeconomics. You got to be looking at the micro, because that all they care about is their neighborhood, right? So we got to do that for our sellers and our buyers. Okay. All right, months of inventory has gone up 10.4% as compared to last month. So last month we were at 2.9 months of inventory. Currently we're at 3.2 months of inventory. So you see how in Orange County, we are still in a seller's market, right? We have gone up 45% over last year, but we're still at 2.9 months of inventory. That's still a seller's market. Now in LA County, we are at the threshold of a normal market, but in Orange County, we are still in a seller's market. Average days on market is 22.6% increase over last month. Last month, we were at 31 days on market. Currently, we're at 38 days on market. And then a 34.8% increase over last year. Last year, we were at 23 days on market, and currently we're at 31 days on market. I always tell you guys, don't let these numbers fool you. If we're still in a seller's market, do you guys think properties are still going quickly?
You said the one that your client likes will be the one to go, so you still got to be on it.
You still got to be on it. You absolutely do. Properties still are going fast, especially in Orange County. We're in a seller's market, right? So there's still only, what did we say, 2.9 months of inventory on the market. So there's not tons of inventory on the market. Okay. So if you have a buyer in Orange County, you've got to get them out there, have a sense of urgency. Okay. Sold versus original list price is down 4.2% over last month. Last month we were at 96% of list price, currently at 92% of list price. Overall though, a 2% decrease over last year. Last year we were at 99% of list price. Currently, sellers are receiving 97% of their list price, which is great. Let me check the chat real quick. I just want to make sure. Sorry, Danny. Oh, okay. Got you, Daniela. I think that, yep. Okay, so that was it. All right, let's go to Riverside County. Riverside County, For sale properties is down 3.2% over last month and up 26.4% as compared to last year. Okay, so definitely, as you guys can see, across counties, we have more inventory on the market currently than we did last year. Okay, across the board, even in San Bernardino County, you guys are going to see that. Sold properties are down 17.5% as compared to last month and down 3.5% over last year. Okay, so clearly we've got more inventory, but we don't have more closings. Okay, and that's because, like Danila mentioned earlier, we've got people sitting on the fence. We've got people who are not buyers, who are not jumping into the market and purchasing because of the fact that they're still in that wait and see type of mentality. Okay. Pendants are down 5.3% as compared to last month and down 2.2% over last year. Okay, so again, decreased over last year. So again, we got to watch these numbers. Hopefully, we can rebound on closings. Okay, primarily the closings, right? That's what we're looking to rebound on, the closings. New listings are down 28.6% as compared to last month. However, an improvement of 6.1% over last year. So that's a good sign too, that we are improved 6.1% over last year in terms of new listing inventory. So across the board, we've got more inventory. We've got more new listing inventory across the board so far. Average active price is down 1.7% as compared to last month and down 3.2%. As compared to last year. So last year, sellers were asking 3.2%. I'm sorry, this year, sellers are asking 3.2% less than they did last year. However, as you can see, they are receiving 1.6% higher than they did last year. Okay, so they are still seeing an increase. Okay, so I have to stop. Let me tell you guys, the reason why I keep waving at folks is because I changed the orientation of my desk. If you guys know, if you see my desk, I normally face that way, actually. And so now I'm facing the window. They changed the orientation. So everybody who's walking by is like, hey, and they're like waving at me as I'm teaching. So it's hilarious right now. But I do have a shade. Next time I'll pull the shade. That way nobody sees me. Okay. So that's why I'm waving at everybody like, I'm in Disneyland or something. Okay, so let's keep going. So we talked about this, average sold price being up 1.6%. Okay, so in Riverside County, we're seeing appreciation. It may be small, right? It may be small because 1.6% higher than last year is a small amount of appreciation. However, we're moving in the right direction. Sellers are still happy because they are receiving more than they did the previous year. However, some sellers probably want to receive more than that 1.6%, right? And maybe rightfully so, given their neighborhood. But that's where you, as the listing agent or as the consultant, got to go in there with your data, because your information, it's got to be data driven. Your advice has to be data driven. It can't be driven based on your gut or based on, oh, I think. It's got to be, here are the comparables in your neighborhood that recently sold. Here's your competition, right? And let's price in front of the market instead of behind the market. Okay. So you've got to get in front of this. And so you've got to come data driven and not be gut driven. There's no such thing in our business. All right, months of inventory is up 16.8% as compared to last month. Last month, we were at 4.2 months of inventory. Currently, we're at 4.9 months of inventory. Okay. We're increased 29.5% as compared to last year. Last year, we were at 2.7 months of inventory, and currently we're at 3.5 months of inventory. So we are definitely moving into that normal market in most cases. Okay. So 3.5 months of inventory is still a seller's market, right? So you've got to be clear about that, is that we are still in a seller's market overall in Riverside County so far. Average days on market has increased 10.6% as compared to last month. Last month, we were at 47 days on market. Currently, we're at 52 days on market. Again, this is just the first 9 days or 10 days of the month, right? Comparison over here. Overall, though, it's a 21.4% increase over last year. Last year, we were at 42 days on market. Currently, we are at 51 days on the market, okay? Sold versus original list price has gone down 3.1% as compared to last month. Last month, we were at 96% of list price. Currently, we're at 93% of list price. And then a 1% decrease overall. Last year, we were at 97% of list price. Currently, sellers are receiving 96% of list price, okay? And again, how much the seller receives of their list price is going to depend a lot on how much you listed for, right? So you've got to, again, have your information right, have your data correct so that you can advise your sellers what is a good price to list their property for so that they will be in the 97 to 100, percent of list price, right? You can still create that that bidding effect by pricing the property right. You can still have multiple offers. Okay. All right, San Bernardino County, the last county of the day. All right, let's go. So for sale properties is down 0.5% as compared to last month and up 28.4% as compared to last year. So again, in all counties, you guys, we have almost 30% more, 30 to 40% more inventory on the market than we did last year. Okay. So that is a positive, right? And then we know if we go 8.9% higher on new listings than we did last year. So across the board, there's more inventory on the market in all counties. Okay. Excuse me, in all counties. All right. Solds are down 16.2% as compared to the first 10 days of the month last month and down 2.1% overall as compared to last year. Okay. So we are seeing again across the board that solds are down, right? Closings are down between 1 and I think 4% was Riverside County. Between 1 and 4%, we are down in terms of closings, and we're going to be watching that closely to see if we can rebound in this summer fall, right? Penders are down 2.7% as compared to last month and down 1.5% as compared to last year. We talked about this. New listings are down 27.8% as compared to last month. However, we are up 8.9% overall as compared to last year. Okay. Average active price is down 1.1% as compared to last month and down 2.6% as compared to last year. So sellers in San Bernardino County are asking 2.6% less than they did last year. However, we talked about this earlier, they're receiving 4.4% higher than they did last year. Okay, so that is definitely 4.4% higher than they did last year. So they've got a good amount of appreciation. Normal appreciation year over year is between 4 to 7%. Historical average, okay, between 4 to 7%. When you get above that, then it's you get above that and affordability is an issue. Now let's not get it twisted. Affordability is an issue in California, period, right? But when we see appreciation going higher, we start to look at that really, really closely, right? Lawrence Yun, our National Association of Realtors chief economist, starts to weigh in on that when we start to see appreciation go higher than that, because then there's other factors that are driving that, and we have to look at that. But right now, as you guys can see, 4.4%, and in most of our areas, we saw a normal range of appreciation in all the counties. So that is a good that's a good indicator. Okay. And why is that? Why are you seeing a normal amount of appreciation? Because we're moving closer to a normal market. These things should all start to make sense, right? Because all of the indicators start to move in concert with one another because of the type of market we're moving into. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. All right. Months of inventory is up 20.3% as compared to last month. Last month, we were at 4.4 months of inventory. Currently, we're at 5.3 months of inventory. See how this makes sense? We're in a normal market in San Bernardino County. It's increased 31.3% over last year. Last year, we were at 3.5 months of inventory. We were in a seller's market. Now we're at 4.6 months of inventory in San Bernardino County, which is a normal market. Okay. Average days on market has gone up 14.6% over last month. Last month, we are at 41 days on market. Currently, we're at 47 days on market and 21.1% increase over last year. Last year, we were at 38 days on market, currently at 46 days on market. Okay. Sold versus original list price has gone down 2.1% over last month. Last month, we're at 97% of list price. Currently, sellers are receiving 95% of their list price these first 10 days of the month in August. And then a 2% decrease overall. Last year, we were receiving 99% of list price. Currently, sellers are receiving 97% of their list price. Okay. All right, that is it for our statistics or for our sales trends. Let's talk about our upcoming events for the week. Let me get myself out of the way here. I'll go down here. There we go. All right. So we have our industry update today. You guys know you're in on that. We've got group coaching with Diana Carbajal. Actually, it'll be me today doing the group coaching. Okay. And then we've got conversations in real play tomorrow at 9 a.m. You guys should be in on the conversations in real play. I don't know how many times we have to talk about this, but the reality is that the true professionals practice. The true professionals practice. They just don't go in making calls without practice. So please get on the call and practice your scripts with your coach, Diana, with other team members, with other colleagues, so that you can refine your conversations, your dialogues, okay? We have Power Hour, so tomorrow at 10 a.m. and Wednesday at 11, Thursday at 11. So what is this? What is Power Hour? Just so you guys understand, it is where we're calling together. I'm not teaching a class. I am out there calling right along with you guys, okay? That's all we're doing is we're calling together, okay? Just to create that camaraderie, just to create that energy, that synergy together. We're all going to be calling together, and that's tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 a.m. You come with your list, you come with your database, come ready to make some phone calls, get some business, because that's what happens when you make phone calls. You do get business. You start to get appointments, okay? Let me see who's in the chat. Okay. I love the smiley face. All right, let's go. Then we have our tech workshop on Wednesday with Martha. If you've got questions about the tech, please come to our tech workshop with Martha. You've got, broker hour Wednesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. It's not going to be actually with Ed. We have another broker who is standing in for Ed right now. You guys continue to keep Ed in your prayers. Ed had open heart surgery on Thursday or Friday of last week. Okay. He is doing well. Thank God. He is doing well. So, but obviously he's got to rest. Okay. So keep him in your prayers. And he will be back with us soon. All right. We've got Dow for Dollars with Victor on Thursday at 2 p.m. He is teaching lead. This is where you go, you actually come to learn more about lead generation, different tactics on lead generation. Okay. This is what Victor teaches at 2 p.m. on Thursday, and that's in office only, guys. All right. And then we have Coffee with a Capper on the 15th on Friday with Ernesto Flores. Ernesto is a top producer here in the Downey area. He has been for years. And now Ernesto does passion projects because he can, because his business helped him to fund other projects that he wanted to do. So we're going to be listening and you guys get to drill him, ask him all the questions. So definitely do that. Coffee with a Capper with Ernesto is on Friday at 11 a.m. We bring in some snacks for you guys from Porto's. And then you guys get to spend time with a top producer. Do you guys, people pay money to spend time with top producers. They buy them lunch, they get coached and they have to pay. And we get to have this for free. We get to have top producers come and spend time with us so we can ask them all the questions we want for free. This is going to be awesome. Make sure you're here. I will not be here that day. Unfortunately, I have to attend a funeral. I have to attend a funeral. So you guys but Ernesto is going to be fabulous. And we're going to have Franco from Eagle Rock will be here. Okay. All right. And oh my goodness, you guys know Bold is coming up on the 21st. Oh, I'm sorry, that says August 7th, but it's the 21st. So program your calendars, put it in your calendars. August 21st. It is next Thursday, is going to be Bold in Whittier. First day, you guys click on this QR code right here. The first day is free. The first day is free. Everybody should be at the first day of Bold, okay? It is completely free. So make sure that you click on that QR code and register, okay?
Brandy, where do we find our, what is it called? Like your KWID or something?
Yes,
Where
you
do I find that?
good question. I can find that for you, but what you can do is when you log on to command, actually I'll stop sharing right here and I'll show you guys something real quick. Let's see if I can share my screen.
Because, yeah, it asks you to enter that in order to register.
It does. Thank you for that. Good question. All right. So you guys can see my command screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you scroll down right here, it says white pages. This is my quick way. Some people may do it a different way. This is my quick way. You just go to your main page. If you type in mykw.kw.com, right? It'll take you right here to this page. You'll see your little profile here. Just scroll down and go to white pages. Okay. And then when you click on the white pages, you do an associate information search. Click on that. And then I'm going to use Donila and James. And then you just hit enter. And there she is. And right here, KWUID, that number, that's you, Donila. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So that's how you find it. And then you have to put that in to register. Okay. But the first day is free. Everybody should be attending that. You can take off work for one day if you can. I know it's not, everybody can't do that. But if you can, take off work for that day. Okay. Now, to actually participate, it is a 6-week training at 5 more weeks after the first day. And it'll be every Thursday for the entire day, 9 to 3, basically. For 5 more weeks after that. Okay. So it is a great class. If you're looking to boost your production, if you're looking to get into production, if you're looking to help you to develop those habits and have high accountability, this is the class. This is the training that you want to attend. Okay. Even if you're new, it doesn't matter. If you got a license, if you're able to get out there, this is what you need. Bold is what you need. Okay. All right. Let me share my screen. Get off of this. Get you guys back to our slides. All right. All right. Here we go. Everybody see the bold? We're back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. All right. And then on that same day where we kick off Bold, we also have our bonfire, and we would love to have everybody come to our bonfire. You guys, we have a really good time. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be in Huntington Beach at the Bolsa Chica State Beach. And it is from 4 to 9.
Sí,
So,
conocido.
Got it. All right. So all you have to do is, again, sign up. Make sure that you sign up using the QR code. And you can also sign up to bring something. You could bring chips. You could bring something small. You guys don't have to bring anything big. Or just bring yourself. If you can't bring anything, that's fine too. Bring yourself. We have a great time. It's a great fellowship. You get to meet people from all of the different KWs that are under our ownership umbrella. So you get to meet the people from Huntington Beach. There's some ballers over there, you guys. You guys get to meet the people from right here in Eagle Rock, and you guys also get to meet your own fellow agents right here in our office. So it's a good time for you to network and get to meet other people. So please do that. It's fun though. We have a good time. You guys know we know how to party here. All right, Ignite. If you guys are newer agents and you want to learn the fundamentals, Ignite is a great place to learn the fundamentals. Click on the QR code for the West Coast. Basically, it continues to just run. They take you from sessions 1 through 12, and then it just repeats itself. Okay. So click on that QR code. As you guys can see, we have tons of training. There's no way you can tell us that you can't get trained, you don't know what to do. It's impossible not to, okay? All right, and then we've got the Millionaire Real Estate Agent podcast. Another one just dropped today. This was actually the one from last week, so we're on episode 95. So another one just dropped today. So you guys check out the Millionaire Real Estate Agent podcast. I listen to them most of the time, like every single week, right? So today's was the 5 types of wealth that build a better life with Sahil Bloom. Okay, the 5 types of wealth that build a better life with Sahil Bloom. That's the one for this week. But you guys can go back and listen to them. They're amazing, great ideas. And remember, you guys, these are millionaire real estate agents. So they've got value. They've got something of value to share with you. Okay. All right. And we've got the real estate referral program with Airbnb. Just wanted to remind you guys of this. Be sure that you are signed up with the Airbnb. All you have to do is it's the mreanotes.com/Airbnb, mreanotes.com. I put it in the chat. That's what you guys want to click on, and then it'll take you here, the real estate referral program, and then you sign up. And then that way, if some of your clients want to ask you about Airbnb and they want to use their property for Airbnb, if you guys refer them, you guys can make a referral fee. Okay. So don't leave money on the table. They're offering us an opportunity here to make more money. So don't leave money on the table. Make sure that you take advantage of it. All right. And then, of course, we've got the One Thing podcast. That's another one of our podcasts. Again, we get in our car, you guys. The reason why we have all these podcasts and things like this is because we drive a lot. We're always driving clients around. We're driving to and from appointments and all that kind of stuff. So we drive a lot. So in your cars, listen, put the positive in, put things that are going to help grow you, help grow your career, help grow you as your character. So listen to these podcasts. Listen to the positive things. We are wired for negativity. So you've got to unwire those things or keep feeding yourself those positive things so that you can keep building yourself up. Okay. All right. Industry news. Will Fannie and Freddie go public? It could happen soon. So yes, Freddie and Fannie Mae are current government agencies. And they are actually, the Trump administration has said that they are going to bring it public. They have made a bunch of changes in terms of employee changes, so they basically pushed out Adriana Kugler. I guess that's what you say her name. And Trump appointed Stephen Miran to serve on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. It's a big thing right now. They're basically saying that there's mismanagement in Fannie and Freddie. Okay. And you guys know that those are 2 of the largest, Fannie, Freddie, Ginnie Mae is the other one. But these are the places these are the I don't want to say banks, but these are where we get our funds from. They underwrite a lot of the loans that we do. Okay. And these are the ones that give us the guidelines, right? So they're making a lot of changes. We will have to see how that impacts us as an industry, and what these implications are. Right. They've been watching this very closely, but that's what we've got to be looking at is what are the implications of Fannie and Freddie going public? They're trying to say that it means that there's going to be better management, better policies and things like that, or programs, you know, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. The mortgage rates hit a 4-month low. And so even though the Fed did not lower the cut, they did not cut the Fed rate. They're, but we're still seeing that interest rates are going down. And I actually, yes, last week, I believe, one of my other lenders sent me an email and was like, Brandy, the interest rates have gone down. Let all your buyers know. So I hit Rosie up and I'm like, hey, Rosie, our interest rates, how are the interest rates? And she then confirmed for me that, yes, they had definitely been going down. If you're getting an FHA loan, which a lot of our buyers do, get FHA loans because the down payment is so low at 3.5%, right? Excuse me, got ahead of myself, versus 5, 10, 15, or 20%, right? With the conventionals, you're sitting at 3.5%. Yes, they have to pay PMI, we know that. But that interest rate is sitting at like 5.75, you guys. That's good. Okay. So we got to be letting our clients know that they can get an interest rate that is in those lower sixes now, if they're going FHA. Now, if they're looking at the 30-year on a conventional, this is what they're talking about, closer to the 6.5 range. Okay. But we are seeing mortgage rates go down. That's good for us. That's what we're talking about in terms of being able to rebound on the number of closings by the end of the year. Okay. So this is good news. You guys got to tell your clients interest rates have dropped and are dropping. Get in now before the rush. Because when people start to see it and then they start to get in, what's going to happen? House prices tend to go up, right? When interest rates go down, house prices go up. Okay. They have that inverse effect. So you guys got to be telling your clients, get in now before you have to compete against a whole bunch of other buyers. Right. And then when you get in, when the interest rate, if it continues to go down, then you can just refinance. And I know you guys have heard this before, right? Yeah, I know. Marry the house, date the rate. Marry the house, date the rate. Okay. That's our saying. All right, guys, that is it for today. Any questions?
Yes, Brandy, what is our KW Market Center number?
561.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. Thank you, Daniela. 561 if you're registering. 561. Any other questions? No? You guys have an amazing day. Hope to see you guys at group coaching at 12 o'clock. And again, have an amazing day. If you guys have any questions, give us a call. All right.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Brandy.
You're
Have a good
welcome.
one. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, guys.